All right, so we are live. By we, I guess it's the royal we, because right now I'm the only panelist on the show. And according to the counter, we have one person watching on Rumble and one on YouTube. Out there in the YouTube chat so far have been Moo, Chris from the 740, and Guns and Barbecue. So, evening to y'all. And you can probably guess from the episode's title, today's Star Wars Day. It's May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you. Yeah, I know. I said it. Whoop-de-doo. Right? Who cares? It hasn't been a good era for Star Wars since Disney bought it. The movies have sucked. They haven't put out a movie since 2018. Yeah. Moo says I identify as Two Live Moo. Yeah, but that's too long to say. Moo's easier. Yeah. Work smarter, not harder. Smarter just to say Moo. There's that. Yeah, so I'm surprised didn't see a whole lot of Star Wars content out there today. Usually May 4th you see a bunch of Star Wars content on YouTube. Didn't see a whole lot. But one thing I did see people doing videos on is that CMMG AR-22 pistol that's supposed to be patterned after Han Solo's gun. I don't think they did that good a job with it, to be honest. It just doesn't look right to me. It's got the full size AR mag. The only thing it looks like it came off of Han Solo's gun might be the flash hider and the pistol grip. Like, let me go over here and share my screen real quick. Here's the original Han Solo. Do I got that? Oops, nope, I don't gotta do that. Okay. There we go. That's the original Han Solo DL 44 from the original Star Wars, which a few years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, sold for over $1 million, as you can see right there at the, in the writing right underneath the picture there. Sold for $1,057,500. Broke the record for most money a prop gun went for. And if I go over to that page and scroll down and you can see both sides of the gun. So that's what it looked like. Or looks like, I should say, because it's still a thing. Better idea what it looks like there. It's a Mauser C95 that's been modified a little bit. But you can still see where, like, it would take the bullets would get loaded in, or rounds would get loaded into the magazine and all that good stuff. Still has the hammer, the original safety and all that good stuff on it. Basically, they just put this in the optic on it. It's if when you scroll down, there's a top view, and you can see it's even got the old sight on it still, the iron sight. Like a rifle sight almost. And there's a reason for that because the C95, there's a picture down here somewhere. Maybe it was up higher. Where they show it from the rear. Yeah, right there. And you can see that it in the back strap it has the attachment point still on it for where you could put a stock even, which the stock for it would actually have been the holster for the original C96, which was kind of cool. But yeah, you can, now keep everything I just showed you in mind because in there they've added that to it too. It's the optics mounting system, so keep that in mind. Okay. Now we're going to back over here. Go over here and share screen again. And this is the pistol that they're saying is modeled on that. I don't like it. It doesn't look right. I mean, they kept the broom handle Mauser grip, style grip, okay. The flash hider on the front, eh. But the rest of it, it's an AR-15. It is not a broom handle Mauser. Plus, they got that's wrong. That shouldn't look like that. I mean, they could have did a better. They could have did a much better job actually making the receiver look more like what the original. Like, granted, you're not going to make an AR-15 look like a Mauser C96, but they could have done a much better job with it, making the markings and stuff look more accurate and everything. Because it didn't. The original one didn't have this crap here on it, and it wasn't on or this on this side. Like they could have just did a better job. They could have used the different magazine, or I don't know, maybe I don't know, but it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't look right. So I don't know what y'all out there in the chat think. And the price tag on that thing, that CMMG, yeah, I wouldn't buy it. No, what the price they want for it? If I can get it to go back a second. God damn it, where'd it go? Yeah, just under 1,500 MSRP for that thing. For a 22 AR-15 pistol, because they dress it up to try and make it look like Han Solo's pistol and did a terrible job of it. $1,500. It was $1,475 for that thing. You out of your goddamn mind. I wouldn't pay that for that. I'm willing to bet a lot of you people out there watching this wouldn't pay $1,500 for a 22 replica of Han Solo's pistol, which doesn't even look like Han Solo's pistol. So, yeah. Happy Star Wars Day, folks. Give me a goddamn copy of the C96 and dress that up to look like Han Solo's pistol and sell that to where it's firing 9mm or something. I might be more interested. A 22 AR-15 that's doesn't look anything like it. Yeah, I'm not paying that much money for it. Not in the least. I wouldn't buy it anyway, honestly. That's a good move because I don't have the $1,500 free to buy it with anyway. $1,500. So yeah, out of their damn minds for a 22 pistol. It's not even a target gun. Those for the days when you get cheap Chinese C96s. Make your own. I wonder how much a C96 goes for these days. I haven't even looked. Let's bring up Gun Broker and find out what we're looking at here. If there's even any available. Yeah, log in. Fine. You may log in, I'll log in. Woohoo! Yes, I'm over that age. I don't want to join the email list. I already am. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. All right, let's see what we get here. Yeah, okay, I get it. Well, I will if Unbroker will cooperate. I'll let y'all know. Okay. Come on. Yay. Yes, I. Ugh. Gunbroker is starting to piss me off right now. Yay. Okay. What? Yes. Damn it. What the fuck? All I want to do is see one thing, Gunbroker. Would you please cooperate? You did it. Ugh. What? Phone typer. Well, as soon as I get done fooling around with Gunbroker here, because phone type required. It's a cell phone, you fuck nuts. Ooh, gotta love the internet. All right, let's see. I did do that. Mm, You know what? I'm about to say, fuck it. This site is starting to piss me off. Okay, let's try this again. Hey, I think it's working this time. There we go. C95 Mauser Project. Current bid $515, by now $800. Chinese broom handle Mauser for $1,000. Jesus. Yeah, the original freaking whatever 1250 with the stock, with the holster and stock. No, so yeah, they're kind of expensive now too. Even the Chinese ones. Chinese one 3,500. That's the current bid 3,500 on the Chinese Mauser C96. Good God. Yeah, they're getting up there in price. That's for sure. So yeah, can't even do that anymore either. There was a time where you could get a cheap one of those and you could make your own, but can't even do that anymore. Yeah. I was expecting to see maybe like $600-700, not $1,000 or more. I was Christ, the original Mauser one for $12.5. Oh, Jesus. But the thing with that one is, if it's before, if that's registered as an antique, I don't know if you need. Yeah. Well, you could always buy one of the other ones and just pay the $200 tax stamp. Yeah. But yeah. Um, that's about all I got. I don't know what the hell else to talk about. There's nobody else here. Um, well, 15 minutes, 16 minutes in, and I'm already out of topics for the night. I was not ready to do a show today. Let's see. Um, keep the Star Wars theme. Microtech does have some Star Wars themes knives. They call them the X-Wing, but yeah, they want way too much for those too. Microtech wants way too much for all their stuff, to be honest. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if I can- Yeah, that's all right. Let's see. Knives, OTFs. Trying to remember what. Let's see. God damn it, go away. Hmm. Hmm. Microtech's website is about useless. Try and find anything. At least on the uh, search part. Anyway, does it matter? I don't know. These prices are ridiculous. So far, the cheapest MSRP on any of their knives, looking at their website, it's 401. Oh, there's one for 312. Yeah, there's one for 301. Obviously not Star Wars themed because those are probably going to be more expensive ones if they even got them listed on their website. Yeah. Microtechs are expensive. Oh, 298. Whoa. How'd that one sneak in there? $262 for the Hera 2 Mini. That's what? How big of a blade's on that? That's a under 3 inch blade. It's a 2.9 inch blade. And they went $262 for it. Ain't all that special. Still looking to see if I can find what I'm looking for on their website. If I'm going to have to go to a vendor, let's see if they got it. Because, like I said, their search function isn't the greatest. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Yeah, I'm beginning to think they don't have those ones on their main site for whatever reason. Nope, they don't. So we'll close Microtech site and go back over here. No, we'll go to my email actually. Well, I'll go to my email. You don't get to see. Because swore, yeah. Okay. Microtech Smoky Mountain Night Perfect. Yeah, so maybe those are exclusive to Smoky Mountain. Maybe that's why they're not on their main website. Okay then. I knew they made them. The cheapest of the Star Wars ones is $292. It looks like. No, there's one for $275.70. But they got like a red and silver motif to them. I guess I could share the page so y'all can see them. Be nice. Yeah, Vanessa Kitty out there, Artec and Daughters. I don't think I mentioned him, and Fluffy 10mm cheap guy. So yeah, I know I missed a couple of you when you came in, but okay. I know I opened that page. Where'd it go? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, see, there's got like a red and silver motif to them. Otherwise, they're just a regular Microtech Ultratech. I think they're all Ultratechs. No, there's an UTX 85. Okay. Yeah, nothing super exciting. But that's what the Star Wars themed Microtechs look like. I think this is the cheapest. Yeah. Oh, they are. This one says it's orange. Okay. It's like a burnt orange, maybe. Dark orange. Yeah. I guess it is more of an orange. What's the blade length on that? 3.11 inch blade. But it's got the Rebel logo on it. They need one with the Imperial logo too to make it fair. How come the Rebels get all the fun? This one's a 3.35-inch blade. So it was on sale. Sale price $343.20. Yeah, Microtech costs too much. Their knives are expensive. Vanessa says Pi Day rules. Yeah, that was a couple months ago. That was back in March. Almost a half hour into the show. The hell is everybody? What's Adobe want? Yeah, nothing. Okay. Nothing important from Adobe. Okay. But yeah, that's about it for Star Wars. Which is crazy. With it being Star Wars Day, I ain't seen more than that. I got one email and a couple of videos I saw about that. Han Solo-ish, maybe, if you squint hard enough. 22 AR pistol. Yeah. Has Disney killed Star Wars that completely that nobody is putting out any content about it today? Granted, the movies haven't been good. The sequel trilogy was pretty bad. The TV shows haven't been good. And of course, Disney's done the same thing with Marvel. Marvel, their movies have been shit. They just released a Thunderbolts, and I guess the one thing you can say about Thunderbolts, it made more money than Snow White. It isn't saying much, but yeah, it made more than Snow White did. Snow White opening weekend domestic was what, 43 million. Thunderbolts made 73, I think, is what the total was that was released earlier today. If I remember correctly from what I saw. So yeah, it made more than Snow White. Just for inflation, and that though that makes it the second worst opening for a Marvel movie. Not good. Marvel's saying it took them $180 million to make the movie, another $100 million to market the movie, for a total of 280, which means to break even they ought to make around $500 million. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna make it. So yet another flop from Disney. And then the next movie on the docket for them don't look like it's going to make any money either. It's going to be another Marvel movie, Ironheart, based on the character that's taking Tony Stark's place as Iron Man, but not Iron Man because it's a female Iron person that flopped in the comics. So, not expecting much from that movie either. Ah, Moo's jumping in. You're muted, Moo. Moo. You're muted. Moo's muted. Can Moo figure out how to work it? Hmm. I don't know if I can unmute Moo myself or not. It's not letting me. It says I can permanently mute him, but I don't want to do that. Hmm. Moo might be having trouble. He says it won't let him unmute. Hmm. Do you got a microphone? You know, the little drop down arrow? You got it set to the right microphone? Or is your microphone itself on your headset or whatever muted? Or is it not letting you unmute in? Well, it wouldn't show the microphone thing being muted if you were muted on your headset, nor that. Yeah, I don't know. The thing I can say is, see if you're got the right microphone selected. If not, I don't know. I've not had that issue. Um, Try rebooting or not rebooting, refreshing the screen. Maybe that'll do it. I don't know. Dooby dooby doo. See if he tries coming back in or not. That was definitely weird. What's this? Oh, goals. Yeah. Woo-hoo. 2A bourbon. Yeah. Still waiting for them to get the stuff for us on goals for range day. Hmm. I'm going to assume that must be Moo again. Whoops. And he's gone. Moo and Rumble Studio just must not like each other very much. Or Rumble Studio doesn't like him. I don't know. You're the first person to have this problem, Moo. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. It's okay. Moo's not the only person that had that. I don't think changing your name's going to make it where you can unmute or not. You still can't unmute. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know why you can't unmute. It said there's no tool that I can see that lets me mute or well, I can permanently mute you, but I can't unmute you. So I don't know. I don't know, man. You found an interesting problem. And we're hemorrhaging viewers. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. What browser are you using? Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's fair. So, yeah. What's this? Hmm. Support. Do they have a search on support? Probably not. How to use Studio Oracles, how to create clips, how to use them. Yeah, that's not helping any. No, I don't want to email. Fucking hell. How to use Rumble Studio with OBS or StreamYard. Whoa. Why would you want to use StreamYard and Rumble Studio? That doesn't make any damn sense. Trying to. Hmm. Yeah, their guides are about useless. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Moo. You, you come to you, you came across the interesting problem. Manage participants. Yeah, it doesn't. Uh-huh. Let's see. Manage participants. Can I? No, it's the same fucking options. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Back up to 4 people on YouTube. Welcome to the show where we're trying to figure out why Moo can't unmute. No, that was actually your fourth try. You came in the first time as something, I forget what. Then, oh, May the 4th be with you or something like that was the first time. Then he came in with the bad word that you were a bad moo. Then he came in as not being me, and that time as the Hulk. So yeah, that was the fourth try. Yeah, it's not gonna let you on mute for some reason, and I don't know why. Man, oh man. I'm glad I decided not to do the bracket like I was thinking about doing today because there wouldn't have been anybody here to do it. In a awful boring bracket, just me by myself. Of course, I wasn't sure what I was going to do anyway. It was going to be something Star Wars themed. I know that much. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do characters or starships. It's hard to do a bracket when you don't got a panel. When you're all by yourself. Did have one person try joining though, so but then Moo's having technical issues with either Rumble Studio or something where it won't let him unmute. So yeah, you can't if you can't talk, you can't be on the panel. That's the way it works. You know, and yeah, yeah. Now Sean Knives was on YouTube side on Rumble, but I did not see his comment in the YouTube chat. That's odd. Yeah, there it is. For some reason, I go to live chat and it doesn't show it, but I set it to top chat and it does show. Oh, now it's showing. So, evening, Knives, if you're still out there. Mm, not, not a whole lot. Just trying to figure out what to talk about. Huh? Yeah, that's old news. Hmm. He said something about that before. Uh, Amy was telling me that she's read something that Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz, but he said something about that before. When, Mhm. Yeah, yeah, he said that before. Yeah, she's saying about how if they won't let him deport illegals, he'll just throw them in Alcatraz. And anything interesting headlines? Let's look and see. New England it looks more and more like New England has a serial killer on their hands. Apparently, over the weekend, they found two more bodies up in New England. Yay for a series. Jesus. Let's see. Where'd that go? I lost the story. There we go. I guess I can read this and green share it. Yeah. Yeah. New England investigators not ruling out anything among serial killer fears. Former homicide detective. It sounds like they found 11 bodies total now. Former homicide detective believes New England investigators connecting dots. Oh, goody. I'm already. Oh, I love when they do this shit. Anyway, yeah, they think there's a serial killer up in New England. Ain't that special? Serial killer in New England. Netanyahu backs Trump's Iran warning after airport attack, vows strike on Tehran backed forces. Yeah. White House celebrates Star Wars May 4th Day by trolling radical left lunatics. You're not the rebellion, you're the empire. Jeez. It's, yeah, let's share this goofiness. The White House shared a Star Wars May 4th Day image with an immigration message calling those who oppose the president's radical policies radical left lunatics who are fighting to bring dangerous criminals back to the U.S. Well, they are. The post also featured a bulked up image of Trump holding a lightsaber surrounded by U.S. flags and eagles. That would be that up right there. Happy May the 4th to all, including radical left lunatics who are fighting so hard to bring Sith Lords, murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, and well known MS 13 gang members back into our galaxy. You're not the rebellion, you're the empire, the message states. It concludes, May the 4th be with you. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a better picture. And I guarantee you some of their heads exploded. Oh, God. Apparently, he posted this one yesterday, him dressed as the Pope. Now, nobody else might be getting into the Star Wars thing, but Trump is. Oh, my God. That's funny shit. Wow, that's just special, though. Trump releasing a picture of himself as a Jedi. But he was using the wrong color lightsaber. He was using the Sith lightsaber. According to Star Wars, at least before Disney got a hold of it, the Star Wars lore, red lightsabers were Sith. They turned red after being corrupted. The stones that made the Keller in the lightsaber. What the hell do they call them? Kyber crystals or something like that. Anyway, yeah. So that was that. Maine high school teacher says Trump and his supporters need to die in unhinged Facebook meltdown. Well, that Maine teacher should lose their job. It doesn't. The headline doesn't say if it was a male or female teacher. Of course, as crazy as Maine's getting, they may not know either. Jesus, they were. Then NIH was still running Beagle Labs even after all that shit came out with Fauci. It says Jay Bhattacharya closes NIH's last Beagle lab, and that article is from 7 hours ago. So, Jesus Christ! You would think when Fauci got caught doing what he was doing with the Beagles, they would have closed all of them at that point. No, the last one doesn't close until fairly recently. That's kind of fucked up. Yeah. Oh, they were testing stress-induced and sepsis-induced cardiomyopathy on the doggies. Uh-huh. That's nice. Yeah, well, when Fauci got caught putting sand lice on beagles and it was eating their skin and stuff, you'd think they would have closed the labs then. No, no, no. We don't get the last one closed till now. Oh, snobs out there. Whoa. What is this shit show? Exactly that. If that's what it is, it's exactly that. The only person that's tried showing up on the panel tonight has been Moo, and his for some reason couldn't get his microphone to work. Wouldn't let him unmute. So it's just me. It's not. But have you seen the so-called Han Solo 22 pistol? Oh God, I don't know what CMMG is thinking. For those of you who weren't here when I showed this earlier, I will do so again. Yes, this is what they are calling the DLL 44 blaster, which is supposed to be patterned after Han Solo's pistol and pretty much looks nothing like it. It's a 22 AR-15 pistol that costs $1,500. Yeah, I would not buy that. And for comparison, again, I will show what the actual movie prop looked like, or looks like, because it still exists. And that one is the actual movie prop right there. Doesn't quite look like the one that CMMG is trying to sell. Like I said, the CMMG has some weird, goofy markings up here and stuff that shouldn't be there. And they could at least tried to make it look more like this with the receiver, the receiver tabs and stuff. Try and get like this kind of marking stuff underneath, but they didn't do that. They put their own markings that looks nothing like this. What I'm trying to say is they could have done a much better job than what they did. But yeah, that's that. Snuff, so it looks more like one of those old AR-7 pistols. Yeah, it does. Knife says that's going to sell a lot. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're going to sell a whole lot of those, especially at that $1,500. Yeah, let me say that again. $1,500 price tag. I could see. We're talking a 22 AR-15 pistol. At most, I could see maybe 750, since it's a novelty, Star Wars themed thing. Ain't no way I'd pay anywhere near twice that for it. Good lord, that's ridiculous. Yeah, yeah. $1,500 for a 22. Well, Moo's back or trying to be again. Let's see if he can get. Why is it giving you a G for your? How does Two Live Moo become a G on your avatar thing? That's okay. He can't talk anyway. He still can't talk, and he can't unmute himself, and I can't unmute him either. Yeah, at least Moo's trying. And there he goes. Hi, Moo. Bye, Moo. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not blaming you. It's just some weird stuff. People show up at a Comic Con convention with that. Oh yeah, I'm sure that would go over well. You know, people showing up at Comic Con with a 22 pistol. Of course, next year's Comic Con probably isn't going to be in San Diego, so don't know where it's going to be. But yeah, there's talk of it not being in San Diego next year. apparently business owners in downtown San Diego are complaining about the show. Or they're losing money and all this other stuff because of it. So, last I heard, they hadn't re-upped. The city hasn't re-upped to have Comic Con there again next year. There was some talk of it maybe going to Vegas. Moose says he tried to join with his phone too. Did you download the app? To join on a phone, you got to get the Rumble Studio app. You just get the app from the App Store. Yeah. Yeah, Moose says he did. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. They said you're the first person that's had that issue, so I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea what's causing that problem. And Knife says Las Vegas, so yeah, guessing they are going to be having it in Vegas next year. Then, yeah, that was the last I heard. Was it was probably going to be in Vegas. So, I heard the attendance have been declining as far as vendors and stuff the past couple of years at Comic Con. One of the channels I subscribe to does that stuff. Mm, I thought that made you go blind, not mute. There, Moo. We've surpassed the hour mark. So I was hoping Foss or Gary would have tried jumping on by now. Usually they would have. Well, that's the problem. You can't see to find the mute button. Yeah, Knight says Comic Con has gone to shit. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I always wanted to go, but going from here to San Diego, it's a long trek for to go to Comic Con. Ron 2A Matters is out there. It says howdy everyone. Evening, Ron. How'd your live stream go the other day? I missed it. I wasn't able to watch. Yeah, all that woke shit killed it. Yeah. COVID. COVID didn't help. Yeah. 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, one channel I watch, he used to own a comic shop up out that way out in San Francisco. And he used to go to Comic Con every year. He didn't bother going this year because he said it was shit last year. You know, the usual vendors that would be there selling the old back issues and stuff weren't there like they normally would be, and mainly you had a bunch of cosplayers running around everywhere and stuff. Just said it wasn't the same. Ron says he didn't do it on Thursday. He changed it to Monday at 8. So you're going to do it before Gary does his show. Yep, that's it. Nerdrotic. Yep, that's the channel I'm talking about. Another guy named Gary, ironically. What's nice about Gizzard not doing his show on Fridays, I can watch Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's channel without having to worry about if they're going to run over or not. There are a couple of times to watch it because I watch it on Rumble because they do an extended show on Friday nights on Rumble, whereas YouTube, their show usually runs about 3 hours, which means it's over by 8. But the extended show on Rumble, it, there's nights where that didn't go off until 10 o'clock, and it's like, God damn it, I got to get over to Gizzards. Moo says Friday nights suck now. What? Come here. So do your own show, Moo. Perfect time slot for Two Live Moo to actually, be live. You could do your own. You could do a Friday night show. Call it Live from the Farm or some shit. You don't got a farm. Too lazy. Oh, jeez. It ain't that much work, Moo. Yeah. I mean, if Gizzard can do it, I kid. I kid. Knife says Midnight's Edge After Dark is a good one. They do movies. I thought about doing movie reviews, but then I thought, no, that would be too much work. Moo says Gizzard is retired. Yeah. Okay, yeah, working stiff. There's other people that work and still do live shows. Yeah. Knife says he retired from live streaming. Used to get some epic shows during your live streaming back during the Gun Channels days. Oh man. Yeah, but at least Knives did it, Moo. For those of you over on who may be watching on the Rumble side or X, Moo says, "See Knives knows." Yeah, but they said, yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. Back when Hangouts were a thing, still too. Where Google Hangouts was integrated with YouTube, made it real easy to get online and do a live stream show. Didn't have to try and mess around with a third party application and get it all set up and everything. It just did it. It just did it. All you had to do was be logged into YouTube and send your links out. Boom, you were up and going. And then Google said, "No, you can't do that anymore." And screwed everybody over. Yeah, breakfast, lunch hour, and late night chats. Yep. And there was almost always somebody else in the room. And it's like that's when the links would work. I never had an issue with Hangouts links not working. Oftentimes you'd pop in one of the chats on the weekend and Pawnery would be the only one in there playing video games. Like, jeez, that was always fun. Sit there and watch Pawnery playing video games. It was always some obscure free game or something that he found that he would be playing. It's like, what the hell are you playing now? It's like, oh, some game I found where you got to do bombing runs over Germany. Yes, caliber fights. Yeah, those were the days. Um, the Gun Channels quiz that you know, first time you jumped in on a one of those streams, somebody would start asking you different questions. You had to, the questionnaire, I guess it was more like, I didn't take it though. Who the hell was it? I think it was Dead Horse was going to ask me the questions. Instead, I made my daughters answer it. They were in the room at the time, so they're like answering the questions on the questionnaire. Gun Channel's questionnaire. No, nothing like that, Moo. Squib versus the world. Is there anybody who didn't at some point get in an argument with Squib? I mean, honestly, hell to this day, I don't think G Web's like Squib because of. Uh, that was some funny shit back in the day. Used to get Squib on here, but then his work schedule changed. He couldn't do it no more. I think that's what he said. Was the issue with his work schedule. Surprised we haven't had Patriot jump in on the YouTube side yet, wanting to talk about midget tossing. Hopefully he's okay. He's almost always the first one out there in the YouTube chat posting some kind of comment about midget tossing. That started when I was doing the wrestling channel. Is that a sport? The way it was described, I think it's something. Basically, there's midgets and you throw them at a Velcro wall or something. Where's Midnight Range TM? I don't know. He doesn't do live streams anymore. I send him a link every week, though. It's on the off chance that he shows up. I text a couple weeks ago that Jason Stewart was going to start doing the show again, but he hasn't showed up yet. I know back in the day they had midget wrestling. There's a midget wrestling promotion even on VetTix, which is the charity thing where veterans can get tickets to different events for nothing. They had a midget wrestling thing as one of the tickets a couple months ago. Midget wrestling is funny shit. If you've never seen midget pro wrestling, it's hilarious. Like if they have a ladder match, they have one of those little tiny step ladders and stuff. It's freaking hilarious. They have midget sized chairs and stuff like weapons and stuff. It's hilarious, man. It's played for laughs, but it's fun. You get the tag teams where you get like a regular sized guy and a midget together. It could be some funny shit. What's really special is when you get like two or three midgets and they're taking on one regular sized guy in a handicap match. Midgets are like tripping the big guy and stuff. It's funny. And again, like I said, it's played for laughs. It's supposed to be funny. I'm surprised they can get away with that these days with all the damn PC horse shit and woke nonsense. The stuff that kept Snow White from having actual dwarves and not the stuff of, as one person put it, the stuff of Cthulhu's nightmares. I still think that's the best description of the dwarves from the live action Snow White movie. The stuff of Cthulhu's nightmares. Who else doesn't go on live streams anymore? Kingpin hasn't been on a show in a long time. Still send him a link out every week on the off chance that he'll show up. I ain't seen Kingpin in a while either. The last time I saw him was last year, a little over a year ago. Went to that antique gun show in Baltimore area. Met up with him and Krabby Turtle. Yeah, that was over a year ago. Amy keeps asking me, "Have you heard from Dave?" I'm like, "Nope." Talking about Kingpin. Oh man, it's Tardot and Gunpowder too. They were on. They were the co-hosts of the show when we first started this whole thing. Those of you who were around back then. Night Knives, have a good one. Yeah, Dave is bowling. Yeah. Almost first half year that we were doing the show, Tardot and Gunpowder were the co-hosts, and then they ended up moving. We ended up moving, and just went our separate ways at that point. Gunpowder would still come on the show, but Tardot stopped doing stuff. Yeah, there's G Webs. Evening to you, sir. You missed the reminiscing about the uh, knives and his open chats. We're also trying to talk Moo into doing a show, but he won't do it. He says he's too lazy. Oh, shut up, cat. Yeah, the old lobby chats. Yeah. Back when Hangouts was a thing and it was real simple, all you had to do was be logged into YouTube and you could fire one up real quick. Yep, them's were the days. Them's were the days. Lots of people have moved on to doing other stuff since then. Don't see them around no more. Yeah, I might just end up calling this an hour and a half. Because I don't know what the hell else to talk about. So, yeah. Yep, I guess we'll call it a night and a half hour early. I've been trying to keep this to a 2 hour show. Don't got nobody else jumping on. I sent links to. Moo tried, but he's had technical issues. The cat wants to talk, but he needs to shut up. Nobody cares what you got to say, cat. Oh, and G-Webs, Amy said, no, you can't have the puppy. Sorry. That's her dog. You can't have her. I think her words were, hell no, he can't have my puppy. I don't even know where the puppy is right now. Yeah, I told her you were liking the looks of her, and but she's like, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night for here, and if you came in late, you can always go back and watch the replay. We did talk about a couple of guns earlier on in the show, so compared them. Based the CMMG DL44 Mark IV 22 long rifle AR-15 pistol compared to the original Han Solo gun that was actually used in the movie. So if you want to go back and watch the replay, you can go look at that and show both guns, any similarities between them and what their differences are in appearances and stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we will bid you good night, and we'll catch y'all some point during the week, probably on Gizzard Show tomorrow night at the very least, and Wednesday night for his members only show over on the Gizzard Gary channel on YouTube and X, and I think he does. I don't know where else he does it. I don't know if he's. I think he does it on Facebook. Maybe he was doing it on Rumble, but I think he stopped doing it on Rumble and went back to doing it on Facebook. I don't remember. Anyway, we'll catch y'all tomorrow, hopefully. So have a good night, everybody.